Breaking news in global trade and diplomacy. U.S. President Donald Trump says Washington and Beijing are on the verge of coming away with a trade deal ahead of his highly anticipated meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Speaking aboard Air Force One en route to Japan from Malaysia, Trump added that he could sign a final deal on TikTok as early as Thursday. "I have a lot of respect for President Xi, and we are going to come away with the deal," Trump declared confidently. The statement comes as the president embarks on a whirlwind week-long trip across Asia, a journey marked by a flurry of trade deals and peace agreements, all aimed at strengthening his hand before the crucial meeting with Xi. During his first stop in Malaysia, Trump signed multiple trade and mineral agreements with leaders from Malaysia and Cambodia, as well as frameworks for trade pacts with Thailand and Vietnam. These four nations, key members of the 11-member ASEAN bloc, have pledged to remove trade barriers, provide preferential market access for U.S. goods, and significantly ramp up purchases of American agricultural products, energy, and aircraft. They've also agreed to collaborate with Washington on export controls, sanctions, and access to critical minerals, a move that clearly strengthens America's standing in a region where Beijing's influence has been growing rapidly. Wendy Cutler, Senior Vice President at the Asia Society Policy Institute, noted that these agreements focus on cooperation rather than hard commitments, with key details considerably shorter than previous U.S. trade deals. She added that the U.S. retains the power to impose tariffs or terminate the deals if countries like Malaysia fail to uphold their commitments. In Japan, Trump is expected to meet Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi and the Emperor before traveling to South Korea, where he'll cap off his Asia tour at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, or APEC Summit. Meanwhile, China's Premier Li Qiang also made his presence felt in the region, flying into Malaysia for the 28th China-ASEAN Summit and signing 8 new agreements with Singapore covering trade and digital economy cooperation. Despite the buzz, details remain scarce on the full scope of these new trade frameworks. Under the agreements, Washington will maintain a 19% tariff rate on most exports from Malaysia, Cambodia, and Thailand, though some goods will now enjoy duty-free access. Vietnam's tariffs remain at 20%, but certain products will be exempt. Vietnam, which recorded a massive $123 billion trade surplus with the U.S. last year, has pledged to boost American imports to help balance trade. Malaysia agreed not to impose bans or quotas on exports of critical minerals to the U.S. while accelerating rare earth projects vital to American industries. The nation sits on an estimated 16 million tons of rare earth deposits and until now had enforced a moratorium on unprocessed exports to prevent overexploitation. Thailand, meanwhile, will ease tariffs on U.S. goods like vehicles, medical devices, and pharmaceuticals, and open its telecom sector to greater U.S. investment. According to MUFG bank economist Michael Wan, key questions remain about sectoral tariffs and the legality of Trump's use of emergency powers to impose them. In another major announcement, Trump formalized an extended truce between Thailand and Cambodia, building on a ceasefire he brokered in July following deadly border clashes earlier this year. Trump hailed the peace accord as proof of his administration's role as a global peace broker, saying, "We've done something many said couldn't be done, and we saved maybe millions of lives." As Trump engaged with regional leaders, U.S. and Chinese negotiators quietly met on the sidelines of the ASEAN Summit. Those talks produced a framework paving the way for the upcoming Trump-Xi meeting in South Korea. John Woods, chief investment officer at Lombard Odier, commented that markets are getting used to Trump's punch-first, negotiate-second approach. China's top trade negotiator, Li Chenggang, confirmed that both sides reached a preliminary consensus after intense discussions on export controls, fentanyl, and shipping fees, with domestic approvals now underway. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, in interviews with CBS and ABC, revealed that Trump's threat of 100% tariffs is now off the table, after what he called a very good 2-day meeting with Chinese officials. Bessent also said the talks produced a substantial framework to ease concerns among American soybean farmers hit by China's earlier boycott. China, the largest buyer of U.S. soybeans, had halted imports amid the trade war, but may soon resume purchases worth billions of dollars annually. Additionally, Bessent revealed that China could delay its planned rare earth export controls by 1 year, and that Trump and Xi may soon finalize a deal allowing TikTok to continue operating in the United States. Nomura economist Ting Lu said both nations are likely to make concessions once again, suggesting that Trump's proposed 100% tariffs on Chinese goods will surely not be implemented. In return, Beijing could ease restrictions on rare earth exports and resume massive soybean imports, a clear sign that both powers may finally be stepping back from the brink of a full-blown trade war. As Trump's Asia tour unfolds, all eyes now turn to his upcoming meeting with Xi Jinping, a pivotal moment that could redefine U.S.-China relations and reshape global trade.